Community-centered, community-supported. Alaska Public Media.
Generally, it was like I'd apply.
Eric Peterson is 32 years old and was born and raised in Anchorage. He was living abroad in Japan until 5 months ago when he moved back home, into the house he grew up in with his parents.
And I don't have to pay rent, which is amazing, because the rent is out of control.
He says he has a good-paying job and could buy a modest place in town for himself and his French bulldog, but he doesn't think he'll stay in Anchorage long-term. He says in Japan, he rented a great apartment for $400 a month.
And then I come back to Anchorage, Alaska, and they're like, we want $1,400 a month for like some, 1980s never remodeled special. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay that. I don't think anybody should have to. And I just think that the average rental prices of any form of housing in Anchorage, as well as the purchasing price of anything, is completely out of control.
According to state economists, the average home in Anchorage cost about $469,000 last year. That's up 20% in just a few years. The cost of rent has also been climbing in recent years across much of the state, and in Anchorage especially.
If you look at the cost of land in most communities, labor has gone up in most communities, materials have gone up, transportation for the materials have gone up, and we've gotten to a situation where now even building market homes, developers can't afford to build it and then sell it at what they built it for. That's making housing prices go up.
Plus, the cost of borrowing to buy a home has climbed to the highest rates in decades. The Alaska Housing Finance Corporation is a special agency that can tap into capital markets regular lenders can't. That way, it can offer a lot of Alaska homebuyers mortgages at better than market rates.
As an example, a year or two ago, 21% of the houses that folks were buying in Alaska were HFC loans. This year, it's 34%.
In Soldotna, the nonprofit Rural Cap is overseeing work to build 9 homes. These construction workers, they're also the owners. 9 local families are working together to build 9 homes through Rural Cap's Mutual Self-Help Housing Program. The nonprofit's program connects lower-income families with low-interest and subsidized mortgages from the federal government. Each family commits to work 36 hours a week on the houses. Volunteers can contribute too. Their sweat equity covers the down payments. Rhonda Johnson learned about the program in 2009. She was working at Walmart at the time and renting an apartment for herself and 4 kids.
Oh no, there's no way I could have bought a home. A sweat equity, I would say, who has $30,000 to put down on a home? I don't.
It took about 7 years before Johnson qualified, made it up the wait list, and finished her home.
And then I had friends and builds after mine, and I just helped build, and I just love to volunteer. And
within a few years, she logged thousands of volunteer hours on 45 homes. She won a National Volunteer Award in 2021. Now she works for Rural Cap on the program. She says it's fulfilling.
Just to move in and they could say it's their own home. I built it with my hands.
Rural Cap's program has helped thousands of people since it started in 1971. But there is a new building technology on the horizon that could dramatically lower the cost of market rate housing. 3D concrete printing. Next year, Nome will be the testing ground for a system like this to lay the foundation, walls, and roof of a home. The city and its partners are getting a federal grant to build demonstration homes to test the feasibility and economics. But barring disruptive tech breakthroughs, Alaskans like Eric Peterson are advocating for relaxing the rules that govern what can and can't be built as a more immediate path toward affordable housing.
So many of Anchorage's problems could be alleviated with cheaper housing.
Reporting from Soldotna and Anchorage, I'm Jeremy Hsieh.